about taking vitamin C, E, calcium, zinc, and magnesium before you hear this. You've spent your whole life believing that vitamins are the key to staying young, strong, and unstoppable. Every morning, you swallow that extra tablet, convinced it's protecting your heart, your energy, your future. But what if the very thing you trusted the same vitamins you believed would save you were quietly working against you? What if the secret to lasting health wasn't found in a bottle, but in balance, wisdom, and understanding your body's real need? What you're about to discover could change the way you think about aging and how you live the rest of your life. Number 1. Vitamin C. It may come as a shock to many that one of the most trusted vitamins in American households, vitamin C, can actually become harmful if not used wisely, particularly for older adults. For generations, vitamin C has been regarded almost as a miracle nutrient. From the days of sailors carrying citrus fruits to prevent scurvy, to modern advertisements promising immunity in a bottle, this vitamin has been celebrated as a simple, safe answer to staying healthy. But the reality is more nuanced, especially for those in their later years when the body undergoes profound biological changes that affect how nutrients are absorbed and utilized. Vitamin C is undeniably essential. It helps form collagen, supports wound healing, strengthens blood vessel walls, aids in iron absorption, and contributes to immune system resilience. A steady intake reduces oxidative stress, which is critical because oxidative stress accelerates cellular aging, weakens the immune response, and increases vulnerability to chronic disease. Research from the National Institutes of Health confirms that for adults, the recommended dietary allowance is about 75 milligrams daily for women and 90 milligrams for men. At these levels, vitamin C provides powerful support without risk. However, consuming more does not equal greater protection. In fact, once daily intake surpasses 2,000 milligrams, the body begins to react negatively. Clinical studies have shown that high doses of vitamin C can lead to diarrhea, gastrointestinal upset, and even kidney stones. In seniors whose kidney function often declines with age, this risk is amplified. The kidneys are responsible for filtering excess vitamin C and excreting it as oxalate. Over time, excessive oxalate can crystallize into kidney stones, a condition both painful and potentially dangerous. A long-term study published in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed that men over 50 who consistently consumed high-dose vitamin C supplements had nearly double the risk of kidney stones compared to those who did not. A real-life story illustrates this lesson. A retired school teacher from Ohio, aged 68, believed passionately in the power of vitamin C. Every morning, he swallowed a handful of tablets totaling 1,500 milligrams, convinced he was fortifying his defenses against colds and flu. For 2 years, he remained dedicated to his routine, until one day he was rushed to the emergency room with severe abdominal pain. The diagnosis: kidney stones. His experience shows how even with the best intentions, too much of what we believe to be good can turn into harm, particularly when aging bodies process nutrients differently. Aging changes everything about the way nutrients are handled. Metabolism slows, absorption in the digestive tract becomes less efficient, and organs such as the kidneys and liver have to work harder with less reserve. Vitamin C, which in youth may have been quickly flushed out if taken in excess, can linger in the system of an older adult, creating imbalances that younger bodies would not experience. This highlights one of the key truths of aging. The line between benefit and risk grows thinner, and decisions about health must become more precise, not more forceful. This is where personalization becomes critical. One of the most dangerous misconceptions about vitamins is that more is better, or that supplements are universally safe because they are natural. Modern geriatric medicine stresses the importance of individualized health. For example, an older adult with reduced kidney function should be especially cautious with vitamin C supplements, while someone with iron deficiency may need careful guidance, because vitamin C enhances iron absorption and can affect iron levels. A healthcare provider who understands personal history, medications, and lab values is the only one equipped to recommend the right dosage safely. Practical steps towards safe vitamin C use begin with food. A single medium orange provides about 70 milligrams of vitamin C, which is almost the full daily need for an older woman. A cup of strawberries adds 90 milligrams, while half a cup of cooked broccoli contributes 50 milligrams. By combining these colorful foods, older adults can easily meet their needs without turning to high-dose supplements. What makes food superior is that vitamin C in whole foods comes packaged with fiber, antioxidants, and other compounds that work together in harmony. This synergy cannot be replicated in a pill. Scientific research supports this approach. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked seniors who met their vitamin C needs primarily from food. These individuals showed stronger immune responses, better skin elasticity, and healthier bone density compared to those who relied on supplements. The difference is not only the vitamin itself, but the broader nutritional profile that food brings. This is why nutritionists often repeat the phrase, food first, supplements second. For those who may still need supplements, moderation is essential. A daily tablet of 250 to 500 milligrams taken under medical guidance is usually sufficient for seniors with dietary gaps. Anything more should only be considered under close supervision from a healthcare professional. The mindset shift required is to view supplements not as a quick fix, but as a small part of a broader lifestyle that includes diet, physical activity, and regular medical care. The larger lesson from vitamin C is philosophical as much as medical. Aging well is not about abundance, but about balance. It is not the one who takes the most who thrives, but the one who takes what is truly needed. Wisdom lies in listening to the body, in respecting the changes that come with time, and in making health decisions guided by evidence rather than habit or fear. Vitamin C remains a valuable ally, but only when used with care, respect, and the humility to know that even the most familiar vitamin must be handled thoughtfully in the later decades of life. Number 2. Vitamin E. Dr. Edgar Miller, a renowned professor of medicine at Johns Hopkins University, once issued a striking warning. High-dose vitamin E supplements may do more harm than good, particularly in older adults. His words challenged a deeply rooted belief in American culture that vitamin E is a powerful protector of the heart and a safeguard against aging. For decades, vitamin E was marketed as a magic bullet for longevity, promising to reduce risk of heart disease, boost immunity, and slow cognitive decline. Yet, modern research reveals that this story is far more complex and in some cases dangerously misleading. Vitamin E is indeed an essential nutrient. It acts as a potent antioxidant, protecting cell membranes from free radical damage, supporting immune function, and aiding in skin health. In theory, these properties make it a perfect ally for seniors whose bodies face increased oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, and vulnerability to age-related diseases. However, when scientists began testing vitamin E in large clinical trials, the results were not what people expected. A pivotal study known as the SELECT trial, Selenium and Vitamin E Cancer Prevention Trial, which followed more than 35,000 men, found that those taking 400 IU of vitamin E daily had a 17% higher risk of developing prostate cancer compared to the placebo group. Instead of preventing disease, high doses of vitamin E appeared to fuel it. This shocking finding became a turning point in the scientific understanding of supplements. Instead of being an unlimited source of protection, vitamin E, when consumed in excess, seemed to disrupt delicate biological balances. One explanation is that vitamin E is fat-soluble, meaning it is stored in body fat and the liver rather than excreted quickly like water-soluble vitamins. Over time, this accumulation can alter normal cell signaling and immune function. In older adults, whose metabolism slows and whose liver efficiency declines, the risks are magnified. Consider the story of a retired engineer from Michigan, age 72. For nearly a decade, he took 800 IU of vitamin E daily, convinced it was safeguarding his heart. Encouraged by popular wellness magazines in the 1,990 seconds, he rarely missed a dose. But during a routine checkup, his doctor discovered irregular heart rhythms. After a battery of tests, the physician traced one possible factor: long-term high-dose vitamin E supplementation. When he discontinued the pills and adjusted his lifestyle toward a more balanced diet, his condition improved. This case underscores a crucial truth. What works in small, natural amounts may become harmful when taken in excess, particularly in the aging body. The physiology of aging provides further insight into why moderation is essential. As people age, oxidative stress does increase, but so does the body's reliance on a balanced interplay of antioxidants. Vitamin E, in natural amounts from foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and avocados, provides steady support without overwhelming the system. However, when introduced in high supplemental doses, vitamin E may interfere with vitamin K's role in blood clotting, increasing the risk of hemorrhagic stroke. For seniors already taking blood thinners such as warfarin, this interaction can be especially dangerous. The National Institutes of Health currently recommends 15 milligrams, 22.4 IU of vitamin E per day for adults, a level easily achieved through diet. To put this into perspective, a small handful of almonds, just about 1 ounce, contains 7 milligrams, nearly half of the daily need. A tablespoon of sunflower oil adds another 5 milligrams. By combining simple, accessible foods, older adults can naturally meet their requirements without ever opening a supplement bottle. This approach not only avoids the risks of overdose, but also provides a broader spectrum of nutrients that work in harmony with vitamin E. Scientific analysis further supports this food-first approach. A review published in the Annals of Internal Medicine concluded that antioxidant supplements, including vitamin E, did not significantly reduce mortality and in some cases may increase it. The lesson is profound. Isolating a single nutrient and consuming it in pharmacological doses ignores the complex, interdependent web of human biology. Health is not built on excess, but on equilibrium. For seniors seeking practical guidance, the first step is to reevaluate the supplement cabinet. Instead of reflexively reaching for high-dose vitamin E pills, older adults should consult with a healthcare provider who understands their medical history, medications, and nutritional status. For most, the safest path is to focus on dietary sources. Enjoying a spinach salad topped with sunflower seeds or spreading avocado on whole grain toast can deliver vitamin E in its most natural bioavailable form. The greater lesson, however, is philosophical as much as clinical. Aging well requires not only wisdom but restraint. The culture of more is better has led many to treat vitamins as insurance policies against time, but true resilience is found in balance. Vitamin E remains a vital nutrient, but one that teaches a cautionary tale. Even a vitamin long celebrated as a defender of health can become a silent saboteur when misused. For those over 50, the key is not to fear vitamin E, but to respect it. Respect means understanding the body's changing needs, seeking nourishment from whole foods, and making decisions rooted in science rather than marketing. Respect also means listening to trusted medical guidance rather than outdated promises. In this way, vitamin E transforms from a questionable supplement back into what it was always meant to be, a natural ally found in the richness of everyday food, not an isolated pill. Number 3, calcium. Not just strong bones, but a lesson in balance. Have you ever wondered why so many older adults in America suffer from both osteoporosis and kidney stones, two conditions that seem almost contradictory? The answer often lies in how calcium is consumed and managed in the body. Calcium has long been celebrated as the mineral of strength, the foundation of healthy bones and teeth. Yet, when misunderstood or taken in the wrong way, it can shift from being a protector to becoming a hidden saboteur. This paradox forces us to think beyond the simple message of more calcium equals stronger bones. The truth is far more nuanced, and it holds an important lesson for every senior who wants to age with strength, safety, and clarity of mind. Calcium is critical for bone density, muscle contractions, and even heart rhythm. By the age of 50, bone loss begins to accelerate, especially in women after menopause. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show that women over 50 lose bone at a rate of about 1% per year, and men soon follow. This is why so many older adults are urged to take calcium supplements. But here's the hidden truth. More is not always better. In fact, excessive supplementation, especially over 2,000 milligrams per day, has been linked with kidney stones, constipation, and even an increased risk of cardiovascular calcification. In other words, the same mineral that builds bones can also stiffen arteries when taken recklessly. A case from the Mayo Clinic illustrates this perfectly. An older gentleman, proud of his disciplined routine, had been taking 2,500 milligrams of calcium daily for years. His bones were indeed strong, but he arrived at the hospital with severe kidney stones and early signs of vascular calcification. His story underscores what researchers have been saying for years. Calcium cannot be considered in isolation. It must be part of a larger system of balance involving vitamin D, vitamin K2, magnesium, and physical activity. The biology behind this is fascinating. When calcium enters the body, it needs guidance to be properly deposited into the bones, rather than circulating freely in the bloodstream. Vitamin D helps with absorption, but it is vitamin K2 that directs calcium into bone tissue while preventing dangerous deposits in arteries. Without this orchestration, calcium may go rogue. The human body is like an orchestra, where calcium is just one instrument. Without the conductor of vitamins and minerals, harmony turns into dissonance. Equally important is lifestyle. Seniors who walk at least 30 minutes a day, perform light resistance training, or practice balance exercises such as Tai Chi, stimulate bone remodeling and strengthen the skeletal framework naturally. Research from Harvard Medical School has shown that weight-bearing exercise combined with moderate calcium intake is far more effective in reducing fractures than supplements alone. Calcium in pill form should be seen as a complement, not a substitute for an active life. It is also worth remembering that the American diet already provides calcium through foods like dairy, leafy greens, almonds, and fortified products. The trouble often lies not in deficiency, but in distribution. Many seniors load up on supplements while neglecting dietary sources, unaware that food-based calcium is absorbed more efficiently and with fewer side effects. For example, a cup of milk provides about 300 milligrams of calcium in a natural balance with protein and other nutrients, while a large supplement pill may deliver the same dose in a concentrated form that the kidneys must struggle to process. From a psychological standpoint, the story of calcium reveals something deeper about aging. Many seniors, out of fear of frailty, lean heavily on supplements as a form of security, but real strength does not come from excess. It comes from balance, knowledge, and thoughtful action. Just as too much rigidity can break a tree in the storm, too much calcium can weaken the body in unexpected ways. The wisdom of aging is learning that moderation and integration, rather than extremes, are what sustain health over time. So, what can be done safely and effectively? The best approach is to first consult with a healthcare professional who can assess bone density, blood calcium levels, and overall cardiovascular health. Recommendations are not one size fits all. A petite woman in her 70 seconds will not need the same as a tall, active man in his 60 seconds. In general, most experts suggest aiming for 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium daily from both food and supplements combined, paired with at least 800 to 1,000 IU of vitamin D, and supported by vitamin K2 from foods like fermented cheese or supplements if needed. Spread out intake throughout the day as the body absorbs calcium in smaller doses more efficiently. In the end, calcium is not just about bones. It is about understanding the orchestra of aging, where each nutrient and lifestyle choice plays a role. The lesson is not to fear calcium, but to respect it. The true power of calcium lies in balance, enough to strengthen bones, but not so much that it hardens the body's most vital pathways. Aging gracefully means recognizing that harmony, not excess, is the path to resilience. Number 4, zinc. A friend of immunity, but a lesson in moderation. There are two stories that perfectly capture the double-edged nature of zinc. The first is about Mary, a retired school teacher in Ohio, who had always been prone to catching colds every winter. After consulting her physician, she began taking a modest zinc supplement, about 15 milligrams daily, alongside her regular diet. That winter, for the first time in years, she noticed a remarkable difference. The frequency and severity of her colds dropped dramatically. She felt stronger, more resilient, and credited zinc as a small but powerful ally in her health journey. Her story reflects the true potential of zinc when used wisely. But then there is Robert, a 72-year-old veteran from Texas, who believed that if a little zinc was good, then a lot would be even better. He took 100 milligrams a day, far above the recommended upper limit. At first he felt no problem, but after several months he began experiencing numbness in his hands, frequent nausea, and fatigue that would not lift. Blood tests revealed copper deficiency, a direct result of zinc overload, which disrupts the absorption of copper and leads to serious neurological complications. Robert's experience is a cautionary tale that demonstrates how even something as seemingly harmless as a mineral supplement can turn harmful when taken without balance or medical guidance. Zinc is often referred to as the guardian of the immune system, and science supports this reputation. It plays a critical role in activating immune cells that fight infections, in wound healing, and in maintaining a healthy sense of taste and smell. For older adults, whose immune systems naturally weaken with age, a phenomenon known as immunosenescence, zinc can be a valuable tool in reinforcing defenses. Research from Tufts University showed that seniors with adequate zinc intake had a significantly lower risk of pneumonia and other infections compared to those deficient. The recommended dietary allowance for older adults generally falls around 8 milligrams daily for women and 11 milligrams for men, an amount easily reached through food if the diet is varied. The problem arises when fear and misinformation push people toward megadoses. In the United States, zinc lozenges and supplements are widely marketed as a cure for colds. Many older adults, worried about their health, end up consuming multiple products simultaneously: multivitamins, fortified cereals, lozenges, and standalone supplements without realizing the cumulative intake. Exceeding 40 milligrams per day on a regular basis can disrupt the delicate mineral balance in the body, leading not only to copper deficiency but also to anemia, weakened immunity, and even nerve damage. The deeper lesson is that the human body operates like a finely tuned ecosystem. Zinc and copper are both essential minerals, but they compete for absorption in the intestines. When zinc dominates excessively, copper is crowded out, leading to deficiencies that manifest slowly and insidiously. This interplay highlights a broader truth about aging and nutrition. No single nutrient exists in isolation. Health comes from balance, not from excess. In American culture, where independence and self-reliance are highly valued, it is understandable that many seniors prefer to take control of their own health through supplements. Yet science consistently reminds us that independence must be paired with wisdom. Zinc can indeed shorten the duration of a cold by about 1 day, according to a meta-analysis published in the Journal of Infectious Diseases. But this benefit is seen with short-term, moderate doses, not with chronic high intake. Moderation is what transforms zinc from a risky gamble into a reliable protector. Practical application is simpler than many realize. Zinc is abundant in natural foods such as oysters, beef, poultry, beans, nuts, and whole grains. Just 3 ounces of oysters provide more than the daily requirement, while a serving of beef or fortified breakfast cereal can easily cover the needs of most seniors. For those who truly struggle to meet requirements through diet, small supplements can be useful, but they should always be discussed with a healthcare provider to avoid hidden interaction, especially for individuals on medications that affect mineral balance. Beyond the science, zinc carries a symbolic lesson about life after 50. Just as the mineral strengthens the immune system by supporting resilience, older adults can strengthen their lives by embracing balance, patience, and thoughtful action. The temptation to overdo, whether in supplements, exercise, or even ambition, can backfire if it ignores the body's natural limits. Aging gracefully means knowing when enough is truly enough. The contrasting stories of Mary and Robert remind us of a truth that applies to both health and life. Wisdom lies not in doing more, but in doing what is right. Zinc is indeed a friend of the aging body, but only when respected. It is not the strongest dose that makes the difference. It is the right dose, chosen with care and guided by knowledge. For seniors who want to live with energy, vitality, and clarity, the path forward is not one of extremes, but of balance. A balance that allows the immune system and life itself to thrive. Number 5, magnesium, the quiet key to rest, strength, and longevity. What gives life its true value? Is it the years we accumulate, or the quality of rest, clarity, and energy that allow those years to feel alive? These questions become more pressing as one grows older, and they are not merely philosophical. They are deeply tied to the way the body functions on a cellular level. One mineral, often overlooked in the shadow of more famous vitamins, holds surprising answers to these questions. Magnesium. Magnesium is present in every cell of the human body and is essential for over 300 biochemical reactions. It helps muscles contract and relax, regulates blood pressure, supports heart rhythm, and plays a central role in producing energy from the food we eat. Yet for seniors in America, magnesium is often deficient, not because it is scarce in nature, but because modern diets filled with processed foods strip it away. A study from the National Institutes of Health found that nearly 50% of older adults consume less than the recommended daily allowance, which is around 320 milligrams for women and 420 milligrams for men. The consequences of this quiet deficiency are often mistaken for the natural process of aging. Trouble sleeping, muscle cramps, irregular heartbeat, anxiety, and fatigue are symptoms many older adults accept as just getting old. But in many cases, they are signs that the body is simply running low on this essential mineral. This misunderstanding reflects a larger truth about aging. Sometimes what feels inevitable can be improved if one looks in the right place. There is a story of Eleanor, a 76-year-old retired nurse from Vermont who had struggled with restless nights for years. She believed insomnia was part of her stage in life until her physician recommended magnesium glycinate, a gentle form of supplementation that improves absorption. Within weeks, her sleep became deeper, her daytime energy steadier, and her mood calmer. Eleanor described it as though a fog had lifted. She did not feel younger, but she felt more alive in her own years. On the other hand, there is George, an 80-year-old living in California, who heard magnesium could help with constipation and decided to take large doses of magnesium oxide daily without medical advice. At first it worked, but soon he experienced severe diarrhea, dehydration, and kidney stress that landed him in the hospital. His story is a sobering reminder that magnesium, though essential, demands respect. The body processes different forms of magnesium differently, and too much of the wrong kind can cause more harm than healing. The scientific evidence is compelling. Research published in Circulation shows that adequate magnesium intake lowers the risk of sudden cardiac death in older adults. Another study from Harvard found that people with higher magnesium levels had better cognitive function and lower risk of developing dementia. These findings suggest that magnesium is not just a mineral for the body, but also a guardian of the mind and memory. For seniors seeking not only longevity, but also clarity and presence in their later years, magnesium may quietly provide support. But as with all nutrients, the story is not about taking more. It is about taking what is right for the individual. Personalization is the cornerstone of modern medicine. Older adults with kidney disease, for example, must be cautious because their bodies cannot eliminate excess magnesium effectively. This is why a partnership with healthcare providers is essential. It is not about surrendering independence, but about using knowledge wisely to protect the body from silent risks. From a practical perspective, magnesium-rich foods are a gift that nature has always provided. Leafy greens like spinach, nuts, seeds, avocados, and whole grains all deliver magnesium in a natural, balanced form. Even something as simple as a square of dark chocolate offers a meaningful dose, along with joy for the spirit. For most people, a mindful diet combined with light supplementation, if needed, is enough to restore balance. There is also a deeper lesson that magnesium teaches. Just as it calms the nervous system and steadies the heartbeat, it reminds us of the value of balance and rest in life itself. In a culture that often celebrates doing more, being more, and never slowing down, magnesium whispers a different wisdom. True vitality in the later years is not about constant striving, but about harmony between body and mind, between activity and rest, between giving and receiving. The presence of magnesium in every cell mirrors the presence of purpose in every stage of life. Aging is not the loss of value, but the chance to refine it, just as magnesium refines the body's energy into something usable and steady. For seniors, Recognizing the importance of this mineral is not only a step toward better health, but also a metaphor for embracing life's quiet strengths. So when considering magnesium, the question is not simply how much to take, but how to live in a way that allows both body and spirit to thrive. It is not the loud, dramatic changes that give life its meaning, but the subtle adjustments that restore balance, calm, and clarity. In the end, magnesium is more than a nutrient. It is a quiet teacher, reminding us that the value of life lies not only in its length, but in the peace, strength, and awareness with which it is lived. The story of these five nutrients, vitamin C, vitamin E, calcium, zinc, and magnesium, carries a timeless truth that transcends science and speaks directly to life itself. Balance is the foundation of lasting health and happiness. For generations, people have been taught to believe that more is always better, that taking extra pills or loading up on supplements will somehow shield them from aging, pain, and disease. But nature operates differently. Just as too much rain can drown a garden meant to grow, too much of even the most beneficial vitamin can quietly harm the very body it was meant to heal. Each of these examples reveals a deeper, shared lesson about wisdom and self-awareness. Vitamin C teaches us that strength does not come from force, but from precision, knowing when enough is truly enough. Vitamin E shows that even good intentions can go astray when we ignore balance, reminding us to respect the body's changing rhythm. Calcium exposes the danger of extremes, illustrating that the body is not a simple machine, but a living orchestra that thrives only when every nutrient plays in harmony. Zinc warns against impatience and the lure of quick fixes, urging us to listen to science, not fear or marketing. And magnesium, gentle, quiet, often forgotten, whispers the truth that real power lies not in doing more, but in doing right, at the right time, in the right way. These are not merely health lessons, they are life lessons. Aging, much like nutrition, is not about accumulation but refinement. It is the art of subtraction, of knowing what to let go of so that what truly matters can shine brighter. In youth, the body can recover easily from excess and neglect, but in later years every choice carries weight. Each pill, each meal, each routine becomes part of the delicate ecosystem that determines whether we age with strength or struggle. Science confirms what ancient wisdom always knew. The human body seeks equilibrium. When we eat fresh foods, move regularly, rest deeply, and approach health with mindfulness instead of fear, we nourish not just our organs, but our entire being. True vitality in old age comes not from chasing more, but from understanding the intricate balance between giving and receiving, doing and resting, believing and knowing. So the message for all of us, especially those in their golden years, is clear. Respect your body, trust moderation, and let knowledge guide your choices. The vitamins and minerals nature provides are not shortcuts to immortality. They are reminders of the harmony we must cultivate within ourselves. Aging well is not about avoiding time, it is about aligning with it, listening to what your body whispers rather than forcing it to shout. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this message valuable, please share it so more people can benefit. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, or if you haven't yet subscribed, join us today so you don't miss our upcoming stories on health, wisdom, and life after 50. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and share your own experience. Until next time, may you stay healthy, peaceful, and joyful in this precious stage of life.